Hello, I am so excited to talk to you about 10 of my 5-star predictions. I do plan on reading a lot of these in August because I am co-hosting Battleathon. This is a competitive team-based readathon hosted by Mel from Melanor Reads where you get points based on your star ratings. So, I'm confident that these are all going to be 5 stars. I'm going to get tons of points from my team, so you want to join my team. I'm co-hosting Team Snakes along with Becca from Becca and the Books, so everything is linked in the description for you. I hope you join us. So I have 10 books to talk to you about. 5 of them are authors I've previously given 5 stars, so I feel like these are more of a safe bet. Then I have 2 books by authors that I have enjoyed from, but they weren't 5-star books. And then I have 3 wild card books that I just feel in my heart that they're gonna be 5 stars. I plan on doing a vlog where I'm reading 5-star predictions for the readathon, so make sure you stick around so you don't miss that if you want to see any of my thoughts on any of these books. So out of my 5-star authors, I have one that has a 100% success rate. Is that success rate 100% because I've only read one book from the author? Yes. So the first one is The Hungry Dark by Jen Williams, and I gave Games for Dead Girls 5 stars. This one is slower paced, so a lot of people don't love it, but I think if you go in with the correct expectations, it could really work. So in The Hungry Dark, we are following a character who as a child could often see odd things nobody else could. There are these watchful figures that she calls the heedful ones that keep a strange vigil wherever she went. So as an adult, she keeps this to herself. Obviously people would not believe her, but she has made herself a career as a psychic, not related to these figures, but I guess her connection with otherworldly things. She is one of those psychics that's using a combination of psychology and internet sleuthing. And then there's a series of child murders that have been found at the local lake. She decides to offer her services to the police free of charge to get her publicity, even though she really can't do anything to help. But she does see the figures, and they happen to lead her to the body of another child in the forest. Then they become suspicious of her both for her psychic abilities and did she murder this child. So she needs to help solve these murders to kind of save herself. With the next highest success rate, I guess that's the order we're going in, I have The Day of the Door by Laurel Hightower. I've given Crossroads 5 stars, and I've also read Below and gave that 4 stars. Can we just talk about this cover? It's creepy. So there were 4 siblings in the past, and the world was very much against them, and the oldest of the 4 dies after violently being dragged behind closed doors. I don't really know what that means, but it was ruled as an accidental death. Nathan, one of the brothers, has never forgiven the mother, Stella. And then we're following Stella 2 decades later. She is promising to reveal the truth of what happened on the day of the door. There's a paranormal investigative team and the family coming together one last time, and no one's prepared for the revelations waiting for them on the 3rd floor. This sounds so interesting. I've heard really good things about it, and I have enjoyed everything I have read from Laurel Hightower. I don't feel like doing math and doing the statistics for who is the next most successful, so I'm just going to make an educated guess. Because I haven't disliked any book from this author, the next one I have to talk to you about is The Family Experiment by John Marrs. I have read 5 books from him. 4 of them are set in the same world as The Family Experiment. It's not a series, but kind of a series of sci-fi thrillers. I've enjoyed all of them. The Passengers was my favorite book of last year, but these range from 3.5 to 5 stars, which I guess statistically puts it below Laurel Hightower. I don't really know. So we're not questioning my math here. So in The Family Experiment, there's another sci-fi thriller situation, and there is overpopulation happening in the UK, and there is a limit put on the amount of children you can have. Is it 1? Do you have to apply to be a parent? I don't remember. But there is this reality TV show that is happening where you are raising a virtual child, and if you win, you get the chance to have your own child or have this virtual child continue to raise it. I'm really not sure. So if they win, they get the right to keep their virtual child or risk it all for the chance of a real baby. This sounds so interesting, but also very disturbing to be in a world like this. I found that John Marrs has great social commentary in his books, and there's always something going on, and it's very entertaining. So I think I'm gonna love this one. I'm done trying to figure out math. My next 5-star prediction is The Pallbearers Club by Paul Tremblay, and I gave Horror Movie 5 stars. I have read and enjoyed a couple by Paul Tremblay. Horror Movie, obviously. And then I also really enjoyed The Cabin at the End of the World and the Possession one that I currently cannot think of the name of. But then I've also disliked The Disappearance at Devil's Rock. So I don't always love his stuff. So in this one, we are following Art, and he is not very cool. He is a loner in the late 1980s. He listens to hair metal, had to wear a giant back brace at night for scoliosis. I don't understand why that makes you uncool. And he started an extracurricular club for volunteer pallbearers. And then his new friend brings her Polaroid camera to take pictures of the corpses. I haven't read the synopsis. And I'm putting it as a 5-star prediction. Interesting. She has obsessive knowledge about this New England folklore, and it involves digging up the dead, and weird things happen when she's around. And decades later, Art is trying to make sense of it all by writing the Pallbearers Club a memoir. And then the friend got her hands on the manuscript and has some issues with it, and she is editing it, which is really cool to see. I'm so excited to get to this one. I have heard it compared to horror movies specifically of his books, so I think that I could really love this one. And my last 5-star prediction from a previous 5-star author is I Was a Teenage Slasher by Stephen Graham Jones. Both My Heart is a Chainsaw and Night of the Mannequins ended up on my favorites list the year that I read them, but I have had some misses. I've had some 2 stars, I've had some 3 stars. I've had a wide range of feelings about his books, but I have such high hopes for this one. So this is set in 1989 in Texas, in a town driven by oil and cotton, and everybody knows everybody's business. And we are following Tolly Driver, who is a good kid with more potential than application. He's 17 and about to be cursed to kill for revenge. So we are watching a slasher from the perspective of the slasher. And he is writing his own autobiography, which sounds so fun. So fun. I'm so excited. 2 books by authors I have enjoyed from before. Bury Your Gaze by Chuck Tingle. I gave Camp Damascus 4 stars. This is following Misha, who is a jaded scriptwriter. He's been living in Hollywood for a while, has been kind of working on the scene, and has just been nominated for his first Oscar. And then he's getting a lot of pressure from his producers to kill off a gay character in the season finale, and he discovers that it's not that simple. So he's haunted by his past and past mistakes, and he must risk everything to find out a way to do what's right before it's too late. Chuck Tingle does like weird things so well. I think there's going to be a really great sense of dread in this one. I'm so excited for it. And then we have 6 Rooms by Gemma Amor. I gave Full Immersion 3 stars and Dear Laura 4 stars. And this cover alone just makes me want to put this on this list. I really enjoy Gemma Amor's writing. I think that a haunted house story could work really well for me from her. Here's the issue. Is there a synopsis in this book? I don't see a synopsis. So that's fun. But we are in this haunted house, and there are 6 rooms, and we are watching what happens in each of them. I'm really annoyed that there's not a synopsis on this book. Welcome all to the Sunshire Chateau. It's a tourist attraction. It sits high on the hill overlooking town, and there's rumors of murder, scandal, and intrigue. It's hard to get tickets to get into here. And then there are rules once you get in. Don't wander off alone. Don't be rude to the guide. And don't, whatever you do, touch the valuables. Because the ghosts don't like it when you touch their things. So it deals with secrets, lies, love, betrayal, greed, family ties, and a house that has seen a great many sights over the years. I like the twist of it being like a tourist attraction. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. And then 3 books that I have not read from the author before. I just really think that I'm going to love them. So fingers crossed. So first, from authors I've never read from, I have The Eyes Are the Best Part by Monica Kim. The thing that initially drew me into this book was the cover when I saw it sometime last year. This blurb says it pulls readers into a horrific world of murder and cannibalism while also critiquing misogyny. I'm in. That's all I need. So we are following Jiwon, whose life tumbles into disarray in the wake of her appa's extramarital affair and subsequent departure, and her mother is distraught. All of her siblings are not doing great. And then she starts to have these very disturbing dreams where she is walking through bloody rooms full of these bright blue eyes. And these eyes happen to be the same shape and shade as George, who is Uma's obnoxious new boyfriend. He apparently really sucks, and she wants to remove him from the situation and remove his eyeballs. I'm assuming the cannibalism has to do with certain body parts. I think it's going to be quite an interesting time, and I'm so ready for it. Next, an author I've never read from before, Anybody Home by Michael J. Seilinger. This is following a home invasion from the perspective of the home invaders, and they're teaching you how to do this as well. This is in second person, so these seasoned home invaders are telling you previous stories and teaching you how to do this yourself. I think it's gonna be so creepy. It's gonna be so creepy. And last but not least, Standalone by Paul Michael Anderson. This is a metaphysical science fiction slasher that doesn't skimp on the gore, according to Stephen Graham Jones. That alone is enough for me. It says, they are killers, they are monsters, they are evil. They stalk through summer camps, abandoned hospitals, rundown schools, and isolated houses, hunting anyone foolish enough to visit these places, leaving behind carnage, terror, death, and destruction. Sometimes there are survivors, always there is blood, and they do it to protect and preserve all of existence across the multiverse. But now they are the ones being stalked and hunted, and life as we know it hangs in the balance unless they figure out a way to survive. I love sci-fi horror. This one sounds so interesting. I love multiverse stuff. So like, so many buzzwords for me. So those are my 10 5-star predictions. I would love to know if you have read any of these 10 books or any other books by these authors. I'm so excited to read all of these. I'm just picturing the vlog where I read all of these books and getting all these 5 stars is going to be incredible. If you've made it to the end and want to leave me an emoji to say you were here, you can leave me a nose for anybody home. Just a reminder that all details for Battleathon are linked in the description. Thanks for hanging out with me. I will talk to you soon. Bye.